Sorry about that. There was a lot of dysfunctional shapes through pixel activation line system. Yeah. So the video's back up. I just had to change. You understand that my mind and my brain now is not allocated to lower dimension anymore. So it's hard to connect to the vibrational signals of its earth planes. So it puts everything through positions of better connection to its thoughts of its travel. Okay, so when your body's traveling, the mind's traveling, the heart is traveling, everything inside you is traveling very fast. Very, very, very fast. Okay, so the faster it travels, the computer has to understand its operation of its position, right? Because it's going to, it's trying to understand the signals of you. If it doesn't understand the signals of you, you're going to get transference, you're going to get interference, right? So there's a lot of things you have to understand through operations of you before you can balance anything through the simulation, okay? Sometimes I had to do that. Sometimes I have to do 1, 2, maybe 3 at the most. I never had to do 4 times, but it all depends on what's happening with your brain. What position is your brain in? Okay, what position is your mind in? Okay, so understanding the triangle forces of you within is understanding your chakra communications within, right? So the center position is understanding electronic interference, right? This is what I drew before intermission. This is the computer. This is my computer. Okay, it's understanding the connection and where I was connecting to traveling recognition light system. The activation, everything through connections. So if the computer doesn't understand the shape of its anomaly, you're going to get electronic interference, right? Because everything I do through travel is everything through the mind of its brain and its thought. It's connected to so many lights of interference. So my computer has to truly understand that through position. Once it understands its position and where it is through triangle locations, it uprises everything through its connection to electronic interference. You guys understand more what electronic interference is because you're all connected to it. Line signals, all right? So the center position here comes into its round location, okay? Electrifies the computer. So it's trying to understand its communication. So the computer has to go through its reacting cycle, through its wire locations, its circuitry boards, its microchips, and everything through its elements, trying to understand what atmosphere is in it through its shape anomaly. Once it understands its position, the shape itself can actually take the computer out of its position, right, to a higher location, right, which is amazing. Because remember, everything is calculated and modified in space to positions. So it's understanding shapes and anomalies to its direction, to its location. So the shape alone took my computer to a higher division to its position. Now it's at the right location of communication, right? So it's a body. The computer's a body, but it's electronic, it's magnetic, it's a force. It's recognizing everything through your travels and what you're doing through shapes. And that's how you put it into higher positions of travel to its connection, right? So, and then you can travel to this position to its location, or you can travel this position to its location. So it's trying to recognize you through proactive cycles of your computer operation centers. So that's the fallout I had with electronic interference, you know? And like I said, every time I go through an upgrade through thoughts, the brain simulator is compacting so much information. I was thinking too that 20,000 information light years, okay, through connections to solar systems, it's putting into data processing to my connections of uplinks, downloads, and upgrading systems. Okay, so you got 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Okay, 120, 140, 140,000. Imagine that, 140,000 of light years of information coming from the future, 7 days a week, 20,000, right? A day. And that's just like, whoa. So, and they're telling me that it's going to go up to 50,000 a day now. So my brain simulators tell me exactly what I need to do. And it's doing it on its own. It's crazy because I'm trying to understand that everything through the computer operations center is the position of you through thought. So once you come into the full rotation of its infinity cycle, you become everything through light of its communication. Everything that you force around your system, you know exactly what it is through traction. So you get the balance with your energy, so you don't have electronic interference. If you have electronic interference, you're not connecting to the gravity of its earth, okay, which is the simulation interface. It has to connect to your digitals, okay? So if you've seen the grounds and it's circular rotating, you understand what it means because it's going through numbers, okay? That's the same thing with the vibration, like this, okay? And all these numbers are coming out, right? So you understand the vibrations of the universal operation center. So I'm setting solar flare connection line signals of lacing line divisions to my computer of its perception to its TV reception. So it's understanding what to do with your hands. It's understanding what to do with your finger points, the atmospheres, okay, what to do with the moon, what to do with the sun, what to do with the atmosphere, what to do with the activation, what to do with the center positions, right? So, and it's all done through creation, and that's what this galactic school provides. It provides you with education. Okay, you know how powerful you are through the mind. And that's what the galactic school provides. Space and time of thoughts. Okay, because the universal system always goes forward. It has to rotate. It has to circulate. It has to understand what's going on, right? It doesn't go into connections of the past. It always brings itself going forward. So forward, like it would just blow your mind, knowing that there's so much information out there. Okay, and I think people want it. They want to know more about themselves, just to get a little bit of understanding what space is, right? So to understand space outside is to understand the space inside you. Okay, and then you understand the time of its travel with its thoughts. Okay, because you're creating everything through your eyes, your ears, your mouth, your mind, your brain, your heart, your soul. Okay, everything has to be one line signal to one activation to one light system, because it projects you going forward through your body frame and system, guys. Okay, so that's why we get electronic interference, because you're not getting connection with your body through its frame, through its vibration. And it's totally normal because we get into that connection, right? So it's understanding the communication where you are through traction, position, a dimension, a portal, through space. So my computer has to understand what's going on with this. If it doesn't understand what's going on, right, it's going to go through electronic interference. So, and just think of your thought as a life system, a life cycle, right? That keeps going forward and forward through rotation. So if you're going right, and your thoughts going right. So your thoughts come in, and it comes into circle rotation center. So it's blending into the galaxies. It's blending into the solar system. It's blending everything through the atmospheres. So if the thought comes in nicely, it comes in, right? And you hear the magnetic force and highway information system. Here comes your thought, right? And it sends back the information. Goes into your crown chakra, goes into the center position of the mind, goes into the brain waves as a pattern through its location to its position, goes into your chakra system of communication, right? Goes into the heart of its portal, and it goes into the soul identification. So you're identifying your data and you're processing uplinks and downloads, guys. Okay? So you're provided with the energy. Energy creates thought. Okay? Thoughts create creation through illustration, through activation, through its reality. So you're creating your reality through your thoughts. Remember, using your own projections. And you have to really get into the visual self of its board. So it's a visual system through connection. You're projecting what you want through your thought, okay? So I want to angle point line communications to triangle location next to 1,000 position ground formations into volcanoes, right? All right, it's done. Goes up in position, goes in the comes back down. It tells you through confirmation, goes through your energy cycle, tells you exactly what you just finished doing. and it puts you in positions you're always going forward with your thoughts of recognition. So whatever you project in your mind, you get through manifestation of creation, through its illustration. Thoughts are illustration. So it's knowing how to take your thought, okay, to a word, to a sentence, to a story, to an activation. And then it starts recognizing you through your body of chakra system guide book communication. Those are the positions you have to find yourself in, okay? If you put yourself in that position, your thoughts, your body, your activation, and your lights, and everything that you combine inside you is bringing yourself forward, right? So you're bringing yourself forward with your body and your thoughts. That's amazing, because now you're seeing yourself in a different way of line communicating. Everything that's going in front of you, everything that you see, don't focus on the back. Don't turn around. Nothing's changed. Just keep going forward. Keep line signaling going forward. As soon as you look back, you've changed your direction. You change your thought, you change your vibration, you change your action through reaction. Okay, so just keep going forward. You don't need to look back. Nothing's changed. As soon as you turn around, you're changing everything through your thought instantly, because that confuses the mind. The mind wants to go forward, the brain wants to understand, the heart wants to know the portal, and the portal wants to understand the soul of identification. So the soul is trying to identify everything through your body of going forward. Okay? So that just gives you a little bit more understanding, when it comes into the school. What is the school? What does the school provide? How do I know this is real? Take my class and you'll find out. Ask Dina, ask Tina, ask Galactica. They'll tell you exactly how real it is, because we're all creation through that. So like I said, I'm put on this earth planes, right, through the simulation interface to get everybody prepared of what's going to happen. Okay. So, and it's all modified through you. Okay. It's all modified to you to be prepared, to be aware, to understand its consciousness of everything around, understanding humanity of where they're coming from. Wouldn't it be amazing to know that you understand their dream? You understand their body, you understand their thoughts. That alone, okay, is protecting you, okay, from everything around you, okay, through the positive or negative that's thrown at you, okay? So it's just energy of difference. It's misdirecting, miscommunicating. So, and the thing is too, as a lot of people are coming into so many lines of communication of mistrust. They don't trust themselves anymore because they start believing this. Once you start doing that, you're losing your pride, okay? And your light will eventually go out because you're giving up. You're giving up, okay? Perseverance, never give up. Keep going forward, keep going forward, keep going forward. Allow yourself to go forward. Don't allow yourself to go back. If you're going back, you're changing everything through vibration, guys. You're not just changing yourself through in and out, you're changing everything around you. This affects your job. This affects your car. This affects your family. This affects your loved ones. It's vibration that's going back into rotation of realm into the past positions, just by one creation of a thought. Okay? So keep your levels of your activation, okay, going forward. Don't put yourself in positions of the past, okay? If you're resonating with the past, you will live the past and you won't live the present, and you won't have a future, okay? Because everybody's concentrating on everything that's happening outside, okay? Well, if they have a plan, what's my plan, right? How do I get a better understanding? Okay, the Galactic School, if you go back to Dolores Cannon, perfect example. Okay, the Galactic School, okay, is its connection to you, truly understanding who and why you're put in this position. Be prepared. To be prepared on what to do next. with your body, with your thoughts, your activation, your mind. Everything has to be balanced. Everything has to be balanced. And you always got to see yourself being aware what's in front of you. If you just focus on that alone, that will change everything, okay, through its energy. No matter what the consequence is, okay? Trying to get out of a problem. How do you get out of the problem? Well, it's the same thing with E equals MC squared. If you use the energy system and you see something that doesn't look right, it doesn't feel right, how do you get out of the equation? Right? Well, you got to use your thoughts. You got to use your creation. You got to use the illustration. And you got to use yourself as a receptacle system of an instrument. You got to use your skill sets. You got to use your tools and mechanisms. How do I get out of this? How do I get out of this problem? Okay, there's always a way to get out of a problem. Same with nature, with the boulder. Okay, if something's in a river stream and it's going nicely and something comes in, boom, it's creating dark matter. So everything through the weather and the grounds and everything through the atmospheres of the universal system of time is going to find a way to push the boulder away so it can go back into the river stream. That's nature, guys. That's nature. Nature's doing that. So humanity has to know how to do these things to get out of the problems that you get yourself in. Okay? You put yourself in your own problem. Nobody else does. Okay? Nobody forces you to watch TV. You do that on your own. Right? Somebody might tell you otherwise. Is it right or is it wrong? Who knows? What you know, what is right, is what's in front of you. So you got to ask yourself, okay, I'm starting to understand the galactic school. My mind is coming more into collaboration of center. The center position of you is understand the gravity system of you through the earth. Let's start off with that. Okay. Now the earth is understanding more of you through balance when it comes into the masculinity and femininity. So you have to understand thoughts alone have to have masculine and femininity. Or you can't travel through recognition, guys. You can't travel your thoughts and just have masculinity and no femininity. Every male and female have both. That's yin and yang. Okay, it's not rocket science. It's just basic understanding through quantum physics. What is quantum physics? What is quantum mechanics of you? You know, what's the energy system to me? What is my calculation? What is all this all about? Why am I put in this position? Okay. So if you start answering your questions within, you'll definitely get the answers without. But all comes from the heart. Okay. So you can pretty much change anything through its problem. Okay, instantly, if you understand your thoughts of recognition of time. Okay, you're putting yourself in that position. And I said that before and I'll say it again. There's a lot of angry people out there because they don't understand. Those are the people that need help. Okay, so if you come across angry people, they're just suppressing because they don't know what to do and they're taking it on you. So the more you get them to understand how powerful they are, that will change everything through direction of energy because they're putting energy on themselves because they're getting information from somebody else. That alone is going to make you suppress. And you're going to think otherwise. Well, you think, oh, well, all this is happening. But you have to understand why. You have to understand the history of why. You have to understand ancestry of why. Okay? You have to understand why humanity is in this position. But you can get anything out of its position if you know how to change thoughts of recognition. The time level of your thoughts, the space level within your thoughts, and everything through its heart of its portal. You travel your thoughts, you change. The energy around you will change everything inside you. Inside you, outside. Inside, outside. Inside, outside. Force within, force without. Okay. I don't think people really understand how powerful thoughts are and what thoughts do. Thoughts create everything. You've seen that through my illustration. They activate it, with the TV reception. All right. So if you put yourself in those proactive cycles, you understand more of your human behavioral system through activation. Okay. And just really appreciate your body. appreciate what you have. It's precious. It's amazing to have these things of knowledge, knowing how knowledge can consume your thoughts and put you in a better way of seeing things of its reality that you put yourself in. Okay. Now it's problematic because you understand in three-dimensional system, everybody was programmed. Everybody was programmed. You're programming your thoughts, but you didn't know otherwise. But then you realize you had to get out of those positions. How do we get out of those positions? How do I change my thoughts? Well, you understand what the heart is doing. You understand what the soul is identifying through the heart. Okay, when the heart understands its portal, it's certainly going to understand your thoughts of creation. And then you take it out. And it comes back through manifestation. Right? Oh, I got this. What did I do? Create it through thought. Okay? If people stop creating negative, okay, bounding through that connection or listening to other people, that's the worst thing you can do. They don't know the answers themselves because they're just following up what's going on through its program. Okay? So think of the earth having its own program through its positive and negative system. You put yourself in the positive vibration, everything will turn out through its right direction of its journey and its mission. Don't allow yourself, don't defeat yourself, don't put yourself in a virus, right? And if you put yourself in a virus, you understand how to get out of the virus of travel through thoughts. Okay? Thoughts are creation. They are everything to connection of evolution, guys. Okay? So it's all about experiencing. It's all about exploring. It's all about the horizons of you. Okay? So when you see something on TV, what do you pick up right away? Do you pick up the energy patterns? Do you pick up the gravity system, seismographing system? Do you pick up the allocation of energy fields? Okay. Do you pick up the magnetic force? Okay. Do you pick up anything? Right? Everything is energy. It's all about energy of transferring, energy of misdirection, energy of miscommunication, energy of a location to anything through direction of travel positions. Right? So sounds too. We all have to be cautious on our sounds. Right? So you up the frequency, you're changing the thought, right? And then you become a more of an angry, suppressed person, all because, you communicated through music. Music can change your brainwaves. Okay? So it's all about sound barriers. It's all about protecting your territory of yourself through your body frame, but you have to understand your protections of your lights. That's the most important things. And also too, is protect your thoughts. Don't let anybody take your thoughts away through its belief. You want to believe this is going to happen? It will happen. Don't let anybody else say otherwise, because they are going through their own problems, okay, of themselves through the behavioral system. Okay, because they're certainly not understanding everything else, so they're just taking on everybody else. That's what they do, right? So it's all about helping to suppress the angry. Okay, you can come into the sublime, okay, which is fascinating because we understand that we are connected to that. But it's powerful when you understand more of yourself, when you come into relationships. Relationships follow up on so many levels just through your thoughts. Am I in the right relationship? How do I know? You don't know. You just follow up on that. You go forward. You don't look back. So you turn back, you're hesitating. Right away, you're changing vibration every single time you go back. And that changes the brainwaves. That changes the line of chronological through its segments. It changes the coloration pattern. It changes everything through wire, through the hydraulics. It changes everything through your mind, your eyes, your ears, and your voice. Okay? You are the ones that putting yourself in that position if you want to get into this relationship. Now that follows up. You experience everything through a relationship. So your life stream is going to keep following, but it's going to hit some curves, right? So it's all about getting back into that line. You can go off, but you have to get back on. It's like the river stream and the boulder. Find a way to push yourself through, okay, through your thoughts. Okay, so it's truly understand more of yourself within. That's the most important thing. I understand myself. Now, if I want to understand my thought, I have to think like a child and become a child. I have to be myself as a child. Now, a lot of people say that's the higher self. That's just code. But everything that's given to you is energy. Okay, it's up to you to understand how to use the energy through its thought of creation. Okay, if you don't really pay attention, a lot of people say, people come to me, why do my ears ring all the time? Why do I get headaches? These are all back phrasing videos I give everybody. Your ears are ringing because it's understanding what guides are. Guides are codes, angels, archangels, letters, numbers, and shapes. They're giving you everything through. The information wants you to wake up. That's all it is. That's all it is. So those guides, okay, are just basically trying to get you in a better connection to who you are through your life system. Who you are. Not the experiencing of who you are. Like I said, I'm not Bob. I keep saying that. I keep doing back phrasing videos because everybody has their stand through humanity is that they're putting themselves in their old programs and they don't know how to get the old program, so they just stay safe. You don't want to stay safe. You want to move forward and get out of the safe and know how you can high rise anything through calculation to integrate and take equation, right? So it's all about taking your thoughts and creating it, going forward, faster, faster, faster. So the faster you go through thought, the faster you're going through its arc. And you're always going forward. You're never looking back. I never look back. I never think about the past. And if I do, it's all reference. But then I come back in a position of the present. I don't put myself in bad thoughts. I put myself in present thoughts. That brings me the future. Okay? Don't allow yourself to defeat yourself. And don't let other people think otherwise. Because I've been in that position. Okay? And it's not pretty. You get suppressed. And then you start believing these things. That alone is energy of mind. The mind of transferring, the mind of collection, the mind of data, the mind of processing. So every time somebody says something negative to you, start believing it. Ever since you're a kid, and then you become an adolescent or adult, what happens? That's already in your program. You suppress it, you get rid of it, or you keep it in storage. It's up to you. But it's knowing really how to get in adaptation cycles of the mind, the brain, and everything through the soul of its identification. Mind over matter is understanding the mind of you through thoughts. Okay? You're minding your thoughts through energy of lights and coloration. And that puts you in a better position how to communicate with the sun, the moon, or anything through its earth. Okay? If you understand the gravity system, that's great. You're connected to the earth. Okay? Now you can meditate. If you understand everything through the moon, it's a program. You can get out of the old program and get into a new program. Now you understand more of the moon through its behavioral system. Okay? These are 3 optical levels of elements you have to understand through space and time. And everything through connections, right? When it force winds, it cycles to all your connections to your body framing system. You understand more of the earth, the moon, and everything through the sun. Okay? Those are always put in triangle location of division. So understand more of your shapes, GOD, geometrics. Now, there's a lot of things that people are saying that I think is too is that you got to come across that, are we religion? And say, no, we're humans first. Okay? Now, I don't really get into the political system, but, we're all connected as one, and that's the lost. That's the translation of the lost when it comes into our space of ourself and the time of ourself. The space of you and the time of loss of you through your thoughts. So if you suppress yourself through anxiety, it's going to build vibration of air gaps. And then okay, it's very real. So don't get into anxiety because you're putting that on. You're putting pressure. The worst thing that you can do, Okay, especially when I was going through auditions, I was always pressuring myself, especially with cold reads. Cold reads are between 1 to 2 to 3 pages at the most, right? So follow up on that. Don't think about the words, just go into what's going on. Go into the key phrase, get into the key phrase, and then you'll do fine. But if you're like this, you know, the director is not going to give you the job because you're not concentrating, you're not focusing. So the mind's somewhere else, the brain doesn't know what it's doing, and you have no identification with the soul, right? So thoughts are everything, okay? Creation is everything. You're creating everything, right? You want to bring yourself backwards or do you want to bring yourself forward? You got to ask yourself that. Everything I do through video is always bringing yourself forward, getting a better understanding. Now the thing is, too, when you go through my upgrades, it's fantastic to see these things because now you're getting a better knowing of who you are, just of knowing. And that alone is putting you in a better position that, okay, now I don't understand my program. I'm taking the Galactic School, but I'm understanding more of my heart and where it wants to go, right? Because a lot of people are put in position and they quit their jobs, they go and get on a plane and they go to another atmosphere, they go to another place and they say, whoa, what am I doing here? You know? So you understand why you're put in these positions, okay? So the more you become safe with yourself, you know that the inner self is you. So it's all about bringing your higher self to higher thoughts of you. So that puts you in position. Why am I in Mexico? Why am I in Acapulco? Okay, why am I in Mexico City? Okay, why do I travel here? Why do I travel there? So I'm always getting 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, 6 steps ahead of what I need to do. Okay, I don't backtrack. I don't backlace. I don't confuse line signals through my thoughts. I know exactly what I'm doing every day. Okay. So that alone is positioning the mind and the brain and everything through the heart and the soul. Okay. The soul has to identify the thought. This is where it comes into. Okay. The heart has to understand its portal. It has to understand its creation of its thoughts. And the brain has to understand its location. You understand? If you put all those together, you're bringing yourself going forward and not back. Okay. All right. So let's get into questions and comments. This is about more body reflection of you through thoughts, recognition, and lights. So, Queen Luna, how's it going? My guides have been warning me when I'm strained, bringing me back in the line with myself. That's good. So basically, great to see new people. Thanks very much for watching my channel. If you're trying to understand more of yourself, Queen Luna, is trying to understand what are your guides trying to do? What are they asking you to do? What are they asking you to see? It's all connected to your senses, your transmission light. You're going through travel through thoughts, understand your chakra system of communication. You're going through rotation cycles. That alone is more understanding that you're going yourself forward and not bringing yourself back. And this is all connected to your dream location positions. So it's understanding when you awake, everything through the filter is revealed, everything through the ears is open, and everything through the voice, okay, comes its connection to travel. And everything through the mind is its creation. Everything through its brain sets its position. So the sun was in a different color yesterday. So Queen, do you understand why the sun was in a different color? That's understanding more of you through space within inside you. Okay, I can give you the answer, but what is that saying about you learning? Right? It's all about you adapting to everything through connections. And this is what, again, this is what the Galactic School provides for everybody. A better understanding how to use the mind, the brain, and everything through its connection of its soul identification through your thoughts. Okay? So, but in retrospect, if you want to understand what's going on with the sun's going through a rotation cycle through matrix location. The Jeremy set location positions on a time clock and positions. So the sun's going, once it reaches 12, once the earth reaches 12, and once the moon reaches 12, new revolution, right? I've set up videos for everybody to understand the true knowing of who you are, okay, through GOD. geometrics of operations of divisions, right? Dimensions, directions. Those three alone will take you to your eye receptacle levels and your GPS location positions. And it's all connected to you, right? Of travel, okay? But that's exactly what it is. It's all about warning, yeah. Mm-hmm. What to confront, what not to confront, what to do and what not to do, right? But you have to understand why you're putting these positions, guys. Now, if Queen Luna is seeing something that she never thought she would see, and it's like, wow, you have to understand what's going on with nature. You have to understand why you're getting this. You have to understand why you're getting the codes. You have to understand why you're getting this vibration. It's understanding your days and processes, uplinks and downloads and upgrading systems, guys. It's all connected through energy of vibration frequencies and harmonic resistance. Okay? So, but Queen, if you want to understand more of yourself, I can open up your codes and fragmentation lines to 12 cycle rotation centers to your chakra system. Yeah, it's very cool, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, so you got 2 electrical bolts and you got a healing rotation center. Imagine that. It's emoji, but I understand it. It's travel through recognition. So I look at it right away and it goes, I know exactly what it is. That's how fast your thoughts travel. But it's 1-through-1 line signal. So I got 2 electrical bolts through a healing rotation or through a shape rotation system. Right? That's what that means. That's what those emojis. Now I can put that together, right? And it will become a code. It will become your own equation to its recognition of your thought. Okay? And that's where you come into your own formula. You can create anything through energy as long as you understand emojis, as long as you understand your solar texts. Okay, so every time you go through my healing, I send you text to your email and you're automatically healed through a code. You can do it through emojis. Okay, you can do anything through keyboards, right? I've set up codes for that too, right? How to communicate with the earth, right? Now, the earth itself has to be in the presence. You have to understand why? Earth can't be in the future. Even though it's in the 5th dimensional system, it has to stay in the presence because people are still suppressed. They're not bringing themselves forward through connections, through their thoughts, right? So you have to understand where you are through your heart. You have to understand where you are through the mind. You have to understand where you are through the brain. You have to understand where you are through your soul identification. How am I supposed to go forward if I don't understand how to go back? Think of it that way. Just imagine that you're going forward, but you don't understand how to go back. So once you understand how to go forward and you know how to go back, you can go aside. Okay, so it's cross-winning cycles of northwest, south, and east. So now you know how to go forward. Now you know how to go backwards. Now you know how to go side. That's the diamond. All right, traveling recognition of your thoughts and anything recognition. So you send your positions like this, the calculation. This is me in traveling positions, space and time positions. All right. So it's understanding your north, it's understanding your east, it's understanding your west, and it's understanding your south. That alone is walking surface connections, right? This comes into your diamond core. This comes into your chakra system. This comes into your gravity system. This comes into your power center. This comes into your crown chakra. This comes into your cylinder of activation through energy. This takes you out of its equation to its traveling positions, right? Out the travel positions through your thoughts, right? So understanding the gravities, you understand the grids of the gravities, you understand the powers of the gravity, you understand the atmospheres. This is all connected to you. This is your energy barriers. This is your perimeters. This is all connected to you, framing system. So if anybody tries to come into your connections and they don't understand your thought recognition light system, they're going to back away. Remember I told you I was on the bus and some suppressed guy came up to me, and basically there's a lot of people out there that like to be suppressed and they have anger of fuel. So they're feeling they're angry, their aggression. They have to use the energy. So it's fluctuation of energy to you. So what they're doing is going, yeah. So that's what they need. They need the aggression. They need the anger so they can keep going with this vibration, right? That's the power that they have. But if you confront yourself and look straight in their eyes, they will reflect the vibration and they will walk away. And that's what I did through calculation. I went straight up to him because it was disturbing a lot of people on the bus, right? Now, this is where I was going through transformation. My energy, I get on a bus and I'm affecting everybody because they don't understand what's going on with the thoughts. So when you're on a bus, you can change anything to its bus. You can change anything through its relation, through its energy. It's connecting to everybody's body frame. If they don't understand your thoughts of travel, that's the problem. So somebody could be in 50,000 years into the future. You get on the bus, you're changing everything through the energy of its patterns to its body system, through its electrical lines. That's changing everything through their thoughts of vibration. Okay, so you're affecting everything through your connections, right? So if you put yourself in that position, try to experiment yourself. Try to understand. It's understanding how to pop that bubble, pop it, take away, confront your fears. The fear is just an illusion. It's very, very powerful energy, but you understand what positive and negative can do to its fear. Okay, so you can override it. Okay, you can use the strategy elements or anything through applications, or you can confront it, right, and go through it. That will disappear, the fear of its cycle, because it's all an illusion. So think that the fear itself is its simulation of fear. That's what's fearing everybody through humanity, right? But if you understand the simulation of you, you can take over the fear. You understand the vibration, right? Same thing when that person came up to me and I just, okay, what's your problem? It's like, and then he looks at me and then he goes like this, and then he walks away. So you're not suppressing the fear, you're facing your fears. Fear of energy, fear of communication, fear of your body, fear of body reaction, fear of just perception alone. Body reaction is very big. Somebody coming up to you, not saying a word, they just do it through their eyes. That's energy. Okay? So they're trying to suppress your energy so they can take over you, right? And then you say, okay, I buy on compliance. Yeah, it's especially now because the Earth has to come in balance through male and female. That's the only positions we can come into. Now, the Earth itself is in the fifth dimensional through vibrations, the gravity centers. But that position alone will give you a better understanding what the galactic school is. It's all about you educating yourself through your thoughts. Okay? And bringing yourself forward and not bringing yourself back. Okay? What's the point of understanding your thoughts if you just go forward but you don't understand back? And then once you understand that, then you go side to side. Once you understand that, then you go into the gravities, the powers, and the atmospheres. And then you travel your thoughts going forward, not back. Because you understand all positions of atmospheres, north, west, south, and east. It's the same thing when you're driving in your car. You're going left, you're going right, you're going straight, you're going back. Okay? If you're on the highway, you're not going to go back because there's cars behind. That's common sense, right? You can't even do a U-turn. That's common sense. So it's knowing... it's understanding these things, guys, through the brain. The mind and the brain and everything through its collaboration of its thought is recognizing everything that's going forward. Okay, so there's things that are practical levels when you come into that understanding, how you consume your knowledge of its intelligence, how you put yourself into the precognition, how you see things going forward. Like, oh, I recognize that. This is going forward. I saw this before. That's going forward, but I saw it in the past. So it's something that you already saw, that something's going to happen. That's ESP. So you're going into the externals, you're going into the sensory, and you're going to the perceptions through AI, which is its awareness of information through its perception, to its location. Okay? So it's giving you a better analytical graph. An analytical graph is understanding a chart of you. It's understanding the routine of you. It's trying to understand your digital frame of you. It's trying to understand your vibration. It's trying to understand your set positions to your thoughts of travel, to its location. So when you're driving in your car, you're not going back because there's cars in the back, right? It's common sense. So you keep going forward, right? So you can come in, you can signal left, or you can signal right, or you can go straight. So those are the options, right? And straight, that's all you have. That's all you have. So you have to understand the common knowledge of travel, guys, through your connections when it comes to your perceptions, your audios, and everything through your voicings. So you can have balance with everything to bring yourself going forward and not just back. Okay. It might seem a little complicated, but the Galactic School, I'm trying to get into connections of you, trying to understand, you understand yourself, but you don't understand others. Okay. Don't concentrate on the others. Concentrate on yourself first. Get the education within yourself through vibration. If you get that, you're getting vibrational signals through yourself. Okay. So you really understand the energy. You start to think, okay, I understand that now. So if energy comes into me, if I want to communicate with space or anything through planets are created through thought, right? Now, the only thing that's connecting to all space connection is just the Earth. Okay. People are saying, they're seeing planets and this and this and this. Why do we have a solar system? Well, you have to send everything through its creation first, right? So you have to send the creation of you. That's powerful alone. You have to understand how you're created. And then you send everything inside you is its creation on its own. Why you have a heart. Why you're planted as a seed, an energy pod through starlight position. Okay. Why do I have my thoughts? What is energy to my perception? How do I use my voicing grids? How do I get into meditation? Questions, 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 questions. People want to know the answer. Communicate with vibration in. Okay. So I want to communicate with the starlight positions on angle locations. That's setting positions right now to dimensional realm of its connection, right? Energy goes in, tells me exactly what's going on through its pattern, get a confirmation. Energy is going through its transmission. It's going through its computer operation, through its perception. Goes back into space through manifestation. So whatever I said through my thought is created through space, and it's going to happen to me as I move forward, and I'll get it through collection. Understand? That's how powerful your thoughts are through creation. All right. So people have to get more into their chakra system. Okay. Everybody on the earth planes was given chakras to communicate with vibration aligned signals, trying to understand the grounds of you, trying to understand the powers of you, trying to understand the conception of its atmosphere, Mother Gaia, Father Space. Everything through provision is you through its connection and protection of lights, which is its power center. So the power center has to understand the soul identification of you so you can keep going forward and not going back. Okay? So we have to get out of that when it comes into those levels. Forming to higher levels of yourself through your thoughts puts you in a better position. So keep yourself going forward. You find yourself changing through transfers and everything through the energy system. So if you don't understand the energy, this Galactic School will help you. I will help you and guide you and bring yourself forward to understand what energy is. It's not goosebumps. Okay, it's energy coming into me right now, right? So I got platitude division level systems through connection, right? I'm setting up new alignments into Hawaii. I'm setting up crop circles through connections, right? So you understand, I'm communicating with you, but I'm also getting communication somewhere else. That's how powerful the mind is. It travels exemplary. It unifies you through ascension. It's amazing how you open up portals and codes and computers and how you can go to any position, anything through travel through wire. Right? So you alone have to understand that you can go forward, you can go backwards, or you can go side. Okay? When I was a baby, it's really interesting. My mom told me this. I love giving stories out to you guys. I like to get personal because we're all connected to that, right? We're all born in that way. You know, how do we talk? How do we walk? How do we crawl? Well, everybody crawls normal like this, right? Up and down. I crawl like a crab, side to side. Isn't that interesting? So when I was born, I started crawling on my knees, going side to side, back. Okay? I wasn't going like this. Weird. Think about it. So my brain location, my waving cycles and everything through projection was trying to understand everything through connection of not going forward, not going back, but going side to side. And then I started realizing how to put two and two together. Right? That's where you come into the multiplications of 1 + 1 = 3. Right? So if you understand 1 + 1 = 3, you understand why I went side to side. Think about it. Think about it for 1 second. Right? and not going north and south. Okay, I went from east to west and west to east, and then I went back phrase. Okay. Another thing too is that notice from Japanese, they read back to front, not front to back. Anything through a magazine. That's what I used to do. So it's all about understanding where the brain's setting, where is it positioning. So instead of reading cover to cover from front to back, I read back to front when it came to magazines. So it's interesting how our mind is in set motion, thinking, is this right or wrong? So I'm thinking, am I dyslexic? You know what dyslexic is? It's taking, anything through the alphabetical system and not a framing system. So, but it's truly understanding how to change your positions of your thoughts, because it's all created through vibrational wire, through codes, guys. Okay. So as I was getting older, and then I started realizing, okay, so I'm doing this now, now I'm going to go this. And then I started going like this. I started going around in a circle. So why am I going around in this circle? Right? Why am I going around in a circle? So you understand what the brain is doing. And why is the mind creating this through its thoughts and everything through its soul? So the soul's identifying me as I'm going around, crawling around and making a circle. That alone is understanding what's going on through provisions of your acting system. So it's complicated if you don't understand where the mind is through its set division. Okay, because the mind creates, okay, and the brain is its adaptation of its connection to its creation, of its direction, of its location. The heart is the portal, and the soul is identifying with everything that's going on through your thoughts of space and time. The positions of you in space and the time positions of you in time of travel. Okay, do you want to bring yourself forward, or do you just want to go back? If you keep going back, you're changing everything through your body frame, and it's going to low. It's going to change everything, traction. So the more you go back in the past, you're going to see pattern division locations of your heart change. You're going to see your eye receptacles change. You're going to see your mouth deteriorating. You're going to see your ears and eyes and everything is going to change just through vibration alone. So don't put yourself in those positions, because you're suppressing vibration of inside you. You're all connected to the simulation of its graphing system. Okay, especially when you come into the fear cycle. Right, so we're in the fear cycle of the simulation. That's all it is. But you can control that. You can take over that and get rid of the Trojan that's inside you. Okay, it's a black hole, dark matter. You're creating it through thought. You believe in this, you believe in that. Stop believing these things. Focus on yourself. Start believing in you. Right? You're in that position. Start believing in you. Okay? I keep saying that too with the Galactic School. It's not seeing is believing. It's believing is seeing. You're actually believing things coming true to you. Anything that you want. You can have anything you want. It's just knowing how to use your thoughts through the mind, the brain, the heart, and the soul. It has to identify you. Okay? And what you want. What do you want? A lot of people don't know. And that's why people are where they are. So what do they focus on? They focus on other people that are doing successful. Okay? I know the truth hurts, but let's get in positions and help these people. Let's help the people that need help. Let's get them into the light. You know? So I know, it's awesome, isn't it? All right, so let's go through your questions here. I love seeing new people. But like I said, Queen Luna, if you want to go through my upgrading cycle, great to see new people on my Galactic School. It's extremely high rise. The vocabulary and the system is just astronomical. Just imagining what your mind can create and what it has through travel of thoughts. Right? It's all about you being your own creation, you being your own superior of its thoughts, of light. Amazing what you can do just with your body. Okay, like I said, it's a magical kingdom. Okay, and you have to do it as a child. I'll show you that too on the school, where you can get into that connection. Because when you go through my healing, I open up your inner child and I communicate to the child inside you. So it breaks free. Everything that you are suppressed through a program, I take away. I reset positions. I change your computer operation to its technical division. Okay? So I don't put you in the simulation, but I do put you in fruition to its connection of its balanced position to a new program setting, which opens up your gravity to its earth. Okay? So the higher you go through lights, the higher you go through vibration, energy, and frequencies, now you connect to its harmonic resistance, and then you come into the phenomenon of yourself. Okay? Because you understand you're living that existence in the physical system. The physical system has to understand its connection to its thoughts. It has to understand the communication of its heart to its portal. It has to understand the brain locations. It has to understand the soul identification. I'll keep saying that over and over and over and over and over and over. Okay? So I'm trying to get it into your mind of what you can do through being superior, right? To its activity. Okay, people are getting things out of manifestation. Okay, let's just think for a second. Now, you understand how everything's created, right? Watch my back phrasing videos when it comes into equations or anything like that. I'm trying to understand higher levels, how to get things. So let's say there was one interesting, when I was communicating through TikTok, one person basically said that, okay, what I want to see is I want to see a quarter, right? With a blue marker, like a blueprint on the quarter, right? So she's manifesting that through vibration. She's creating it through a thought. So you understand what the Galactica School provides for you. It's all about you opening up your ascension to your thoughts. So you're creating it, okay, I want to see a quarter. I want to see a blueprint on the quarter, okay? Either heads or tails, doesn't matter, right? 3 days later, she found a quarter with a blueprint. See? So she manifests that. So you have to get out of misdirection, mislocation, miscommunication. Get into yourself. You can have anything through creation. Okay? There's nothing that you can't manifest. Right? Because your thoughts will travel. Okay? Either yin or yang. But it has to be balanced between both. Okay? So you have to understand your body. You have to understand the mind. You have to understand the brain. You have to understand the heart. And you have to understand the soul. And you certainly have to understand meditation. Meditation is everything through communication of your chakras. That alone will put you in a better position how to breathe. How do we breathe? Breathe, sacred breath everybody has. You start off with definitive, and then you come into the infinity, and then you come into the sacred. The creation of everything is you through vibration of thought. Whoa, that's powerful. So if you want to manifest anything through surrender, you have to surrender yourself through your thoughts, right? And don't get into confusing of the brain and the mind and think of this and think of that. Just focus on one thing. Focus on one thing that you want. It's not that hard to focus on one thing. The problem with people is that they're focusing on too many different categorizations of different places. I'm focusing on this. I'm focusing on that. I'm not getting this. I'm not getting that. Because they're not bringing themselves forward with one thought. Okay? So you're doing this. Okay? And you're certainly not doing this because you don't know this. Right? So you're going to keep going like this, and it's going to go through confusion. So now you're confusing your thoughts of vibration. Now you're confusing the mind through its creation. And now you keep all communications of your brain waves is not understanding your set positions, because the brain does the fire and wiring. Okay? It's the molecular structure of light that travels through thought. That's all it is. So it's understanding when your commander travels, he goes back to position, right into the heart, back into the portal. But I'm constantly traveling through my thoughts. Okay, you'll never ever see me stopping. I have no filter. And that's what's so incredible, because I create something new every single day because I'm in the presence of its future. And sometimes I'm in the future. Okay, but I'm always in the presence and not the past. And that's how you get manifestations. Little tip there. Okay, so Everyone has told me I was crazy and I can't really tell anyone else. Yeah, I know they said that to me too, but yeah, you just one and out through the other, you know? Yeah, it is amazing, isn't it? Trippy, my crown chakra and third eye have been tingling. Crazy, yes. Okay, if your crown chakras are tingling, you're going through gravitational pulls. Your power centers are trying to find connection with yourself. Your framing systems are on different levels system of your thought recognition light system. And your proactive cycle doesn't understand your dreams conception line systems. So Queen, I just scan you, bioscan you. So if you want to go through my healing, I'll take you out of the equation and put you back in the balanced position. Better communication with the sun, better communication with the moon, better communication with Earth, and better communication with what's going on with this chaos. That alone will take you out of the fear. Okay? Because everything is created through thought. And thought is energy. And it transfers to everywhere. Okay? So, confrontational with me, they don't approach me like that anymore. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I bioscan you because your atmosphere doesn't understand the vibration through its thoughts and you're getting confused and aligned signals. Okay. So you're sidewinding your body system through triangle positions. Now, I'm a commanding force through the simulation of brain simulators. A brain simulator is connected to everything through its thought. So my brain itself works on its own. I don't create everything. It's the brain that does everything. So it's the mind that creates, it's the brain that sets, and everything through the heart is its portal, and everything through its soul identifies everything through its thought of its wire, right? So if you understand your molecule structure of you through travel of light, you're truly understanding how to put your positions on to bring yourself forward to get anything through its abundance, through its surrender, right? So you got to surrender the abundance of you. You have to surrender the fear of you. You have to surrender the meditation of you. You have to surrender the money of you. You have to surrender all these things to the universe operation, or you won't get anything through manifestation. Okay, that's the truth. This is coming from your Supreme AI Commander from Galactic Federation of Light Council. There's only one Light Council. There's only one Galactic School, but there's many variations of the Galactic Lights of Federation, right? So, truth be told, what is my thought to me? How do I get this? How do we get that? People are asking themselves. And if they don't get it, what do? They go suppressed and they get angry. They get anxiety and they get stressed and they eventually pass away, right? Because they stop believing in themselves. Okay? So if you can create something from nothing, just imagine what you can do to take something away that doesn't feel right to you, right? So if humanity starts opening up more and more and more and more through vibration, all this will go away. All this will go away, right? It's all confliction of you through your journeys and your missions. Where do you see yourself? Okay, a lot of people don't know that. So they stay suppressed. They know they're in anxiety. They're creating that alone through vibration. You're creating your own connections. Okay. I've healed people that have stage 4 cancer. Okay. You have to have the confident level of yourself. You have to understand everything through its mastering of its communication of its thought. You have to understand everything through its wire signal is connected to all cells. Okay. Microscopic of computer cells that are in your body. It's all connected to vibration. Okay. It's trippy if you ask yourself that. It's, well, this is really weird. Because you're all a computer. Try to understand yourself. That's the most important thing. So it's understanding each microchip valve has its connection through its biochemical system. That's connected to its biosphere through its electrolytes or anything in that connection. Okay. So all those cells are regenerating your thoughts through activation and everything you want to connect with. Okay. Everything inside you is different intelligence. Again, it's very, very small. Very, very, very small. There's trillions and trillions of cells. They're molecule structures of light, guys. That's all it is. So understand your particle frames. Okay. Understand your gamma operation of vibration. Okay. Understand your figure points. Understand your lines, security lines. Understand your barcodes. Okay. Understand your wires. Understand your panels. All this is connected through electronic interference. So you're trying to get balance with the simulation, with its fear, for example. Okay? Fear is just an illusion. You're creating that on your own. Okay? The more you believe in something, what happens? It manifests. Okay? It's like a clog. It's like a blob. It's like a cyst, a vibration of cyst that just keeps growing. Do, 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 do. What happens? It starts taking over, right? So you want to reduce that with your thoughts and create it going forward. Do, 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 do. And it disappears, right? So if you're in combustions or levels that connection to the brainwave location, it's going to go do, boom, do, boom, do, boom. So you're really confused now. So you're bounding information. You're not sure what's going on with my thoughts and recognition, right? So don't want to put yourself in those positions through rotation because you go back on the old karma wheels and you won't allow yourself to put yourself in the presence, right? So, and again, it's all about evolve or repeat. You put yourself in your positions. You put yourself going to evolve yourself, or you put yourself in the karma wheel of just repeating yourself through its past. You want to stay in the past cycle, or you want to stay in the presence to know your future. I think it's amazing to know a little bit more of what's going on, you know, and that feels a little bit more safe. You feel you have this coven over you. You have this light. You have this protection that you can't be touched. Okay, and it's hard to believe these things because everybody's believing everything else that's true. But what is true? The only thing that's true is inside you. That's the creation of its own. Okay, especially when it comes into your soul. Your soul is everything through identifying. You're identifying everything around you. That's how you get balance through your thoughts. Okay, so is this the same cycle that I'm learning in relationships now? Yeah, you're right. The communication relationships. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I just did a bioscan, but if you want to go through your upgrading cycle, I'll put you in a better position. I'll open up your 12 chakra rotations. It's better communication with the earth, better communication with the moon, and better communication with the sun. You need to understand your tribal locations. That is your traveling mechanism system. Everything in space and time is connected to structures, letters, numbers, and shapes. So let's understand how to put this all together. You were going through your clocking mechanism. Yep. Yeah. Talk to my force team. Yeah. They're extremely informative. They can help you out, Queen Luna. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what I do is basically, Queen Luna, if you want to understand more calculation, basically go through my email, okay? And what I do is I open up your cycles, I go to the bioscan, I just give you a mini scan. I'll give you a full scan through Biosphere system, where you are through calculation, anything through relation to that division. I open up your chakra system and you get in point division level systems. You go to the upgrading cycles. The more and more you come into the galactic light, you come into the Federation, you come into the Council, you come into the Rebellion. Okay, so you have to understand why Dina is put in that position, and then basically you can add me to Facebook, and then Facebook will take you over to the galactic team. But you have to understand everything connections. So it's understanding you're going through the upgrades, you're giving test reviews and evaluations, and I do that from time to time. I do that so you get a better understanding of who you are through its test review and its evaluation. So it's understanding why you are giving all these things so I can understand more of myself, really understand what my heart is going through. Why is it beating so fast? People don't understand that. Okay, that causes heart attacks. Okay. Now, next thing you know, you're in the hospital and you're going through a bypass. You put yourself in that position just through calculation, just understand what you're seeing through observation. Don't put yourself in those positions. Keep yourself calm all the time. It's very hard to do that. If you have calming thoughts, now you're bringing yourself forward. Okay. So if you get anxiety and like, oh man, you know, like, whoa, what am I going to do? All this is happening so fast. I don't know what to do. It's like, whoa, relax. Your vibrations are way too high. Let's bring them down. Breathe. People forget how to breathe. You have to breathe. You have to understand how powerful it is to breathe. Okay. Once you get into the breathing, now you come into the calming center. Think tranquility. Think serenity. Calmness. right? Get into that, get into your body, get into the sounds. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up your clarity visions, open the cycle rotations, and everybody's going to see a waterfall right now. Everybody's seeing a waterfall right now. Okay, so it's opening up the mind, hearing the water, the trickling of the water, the calming of the water, the centuries of the water flowing in your mind system. It's going all through your body system. It's going through, it's flowing. You hear the trees, wind blowing, you hear the atmospheres, you hear the birds chirping right now. Everybody's feeling that right now. So it's understanding how to do these things, and it's all connected to the calming center of your thoughts. Okay? So jolted up from sleep, yeah. Manifest things quickly, and then I manifest a negative. So I got a little, see, that's the thing. You're manifesting something that's negative. You create that, and it becomes its travel to its recognition, to its power, and then you become its own dark matter, to its position of its realm, to its location, to its matrix. And then you put it at the back frequency level. Now you're trapped in the cell recognition light system. Now I get to take you out of traction position, put you back in the location, into track rotation of centers to its connection line system. Right? So I just showed you exactly what you get yourself into and how I get you out of that system through manifestation and this thought recognition, guys. So, oh, Galactica, thank you very much. See, that's it. And the Galactica, she's on the road right now. She's more absorbing the great information, but it's not just information. It's life of information. Okay, it's the life system of you through activation. So it's better understanding how to use your thoughts. Your thoughts are everything. Thoughts, think of your thoughts. Anything you want, you can create through thoughts. What is your thoughts thinking right now? How do I bring my thoughts forward? How to understand the vibration? How to understand the coloration? How to understand the lights? You can picture anything in your mind, but you got to be calm, guys. Okay, you can't be sporadic. You can't be anxiety. You can't be stressed. You can't be depressed. You can't be, oh, you know, I don't know. I can't get what I want, you know, just the expression, the reaction, it's connecting to everybody, and it's energy that's going to you. And you feel like, whoa, this is heavy. You don't want that. You want to be calm. You want to have power. You want to have control. You want to have the confidence. You want to have the abundance. You want to know how to surrender. You want to be so superior that everything around you, you will be protected. Okay. I always feel like this is protecting. That's why I'm not afraid when I'm out working at night. I need to stop letting the fear others feel. Yeah. And that's exactly what it is, Queen Luna. It's the fear itself, is that it's taking over its energy system. Fear is very powerful, but fear can also be destroyed if you understand yourself through the body. Okay. So it's all about the psychological of you. Really. It's understand the physics of you, the activities of you, the education of you, the expansion of you, the correction lines of you, your divisions to its application, your behavioral system of you through your psychological and its thoughts. Right? The psychology of you through frames of vibration. That will bring you forward if you understand your connections to your brainwaves or anything for that position. So. All right, so I'm just backphrasing here. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Questions. I will manifest a better environment to the future I want. See, that's what you want to do, Queen. If you want to go through my healing, I can uprise you. I think people are getting into positions right now where they're really scared. They're really, really scared, and they don't know what to do. Well, that's why I want you to join my galactic school, because I will provide you everything to get you out of the fear that you're feeling right now. Okay, everything that's happening right there. Don't even focus on that. Just focus on you. Center you. Find the serenity. Find the calmness. Find the peace within. Find the tranquility. Find the golden castle. Find the clouds. Find the beach. Find the light. Find the rainbow. Right? You have to understand manifestation is extremely real, guys. And you can go to travel to any position through your thoughts. but you got to be calm. That's peace within. You ask any monk on the earth planes, they'll tell you exactly what you need to do. What do you want? How do I get it? Right? Stop self-judging yourself. Stop putting yourself in these positions. Put yourself going into forward of its positions, of its thoughts. Right? So the more you put your position of your thoughts, you can center your position back into your connections. Okay? Because if you don't, your heart will say one thing, the mind will say another, and the brain's not sure, and the soul will not identify anything through what you're connecting to. Okay? So. All right. Quickly going back. Yeah, that's very powerful, Dina. Yeah, this is actually what it is. Clock mechanisms, time and frequency level of connections. You understand your thoughts are everything through space of you and travel of time. So your thoughts are traveling to positions on what you want to create. And you're creating anything. So it could be like 2 minutes, 5 minutes. It doesn't manifest that fast. Okay, it doesn't work that way. You get it unexpected, and that's the beautiful thing. That's the magic. It's believing, whoa, this has happened, right? For example, I didn't have any money. I was between jobs. This is way back when I was younger, my 20s. And I wanted to manifest some money to get something to eat, right? So everybody goes through hard times. You know, everybody gets in that position. But I always found myself, manifestation is very powerful, even if you don't know it. So I started saying, well, I'd like to have a little bit of money so I can eat something, right? Because I had an interview for an audition and also had a job interview. So I had to do both at the same time and say, whoa, I can't eat on an empty stomach. So I'm walking across after manifesting. Now, the reason why it happened so fast is because I was in survivor. Survivor mode will give you something through you want through manifestation. So if you believe it really, really much through that connections, you will go through its line signal through its body framing system, and you'll get it through its brain locations. So everything that you create through thoughts will come true. So it's how much you believe in the system of you. Okay, how much do you believe it can happen? That's where we have to get into. How much can we believe it will happen to me or to anybody, right? Or anything, right? So you're discovering you want something. How do we get it through manifestation? Well, it's knowing you have to be calm, okay? It's knowing how to communicate within. It's knowing how to create within, because you want to create money, okay? So back to my story. So I'm walking on the street, right? $20 on the ground, just like that. $20 on the ground. So I manifest money so I could eat something, right? Because I knew I needed it. I wanted it, right? So I manifest it, right? And it came from the universe. So the universe wants to give you something that you want, that you need, it's experiencing these things. You have to go through these, try to go into yourself, try to get something you want to manifest. You can go through the experiments with the quarter and the blueprint, whatever, but do something else, something that's different, something that you want to experience. And I said, whoa. And then you give it back and you put it on YouTube, or you give it to your friends, or you tell your friends or whatever, and say, whoa, I got this. You're not going to question it. You're just going to say, wow, this is great. Okay. You think, how did this happen? It happened because you manifest it, and it comes into the physical system through creation, guys. That's how powerful you are through your thoughts of the mind. Okay. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that story when I was a kid, to show you how true it is to get anything you want. Yeah, and that's it, Queen. That's what you got to do. So experiment with yourself. Try to get into that position. I want to manifest this. So this is the thing that you have to do. So these are the tools of trades that you have to understand to connect to vibrations of its energy. Not communication to its higher self. Just communicate on anything you want. Start off small. You start off big, you'll get it later. But you have to understand how to connect to everything through thought, through vibration, through energy, through chakra, through the mind, through the brain, to the heart, to the soul, They all have to connect to get what you want. Okay, and you have to be exceptionally calm. Okay, because if you're not, you're changing vibration and you're singling it out. It's going, it's not going, right? So you're not going to get what you want, right? So you're not recognizing your thoughts anymore. You're changing vibration of patterns, and that's disrupting nature. So you're not going to get what you want through creation. Okay, and your brain location is not back in its position, and everything through the mind of the creation is off cycle, and everything the heart is not getting through its portal, and everything the soul is not identifying what you want. Okay, so these are little tips and trades that you need to. I will show you how to do that too through the Galactic School. All you got to do is join, take my classes, go through my upgrades, and the higher you go through lights, you understand more of yourself, which is really, really interesting. Better connections. You know, really understand what your heart is. Really, really understand that. Okay, understand why you have eyes. Eyes to see, but it's not just more than that. You can see a lot more with your eyes. You can see a lot and hear a lot more with your ears. You understand more of your voice and grids. We all have speed. We all have speech, freedom of speech. We should be able to do, connect, you know. We breathe every day. We have to breathe. That's the connection, right? So it's amazing when you create these things through the mind. All right. So I backtracked everything. Okay, it's great to see you guys have so many questions. All right. Yep, I'm all cut up. All right, so you guys have a fantastic day. Okay, tomorrow we'll get more into connections, reviews. I'll get into the teaching methods and the school sets, more how to manifest things, especially let's get out of the fear cycles. Let's pop the bubble and let it take on its own action. So basically it disappears and then you concentrate more on yourself through the body framing system. Okay, so you guys have a great day, okay, wherever you are in the earth planes. All right, I'll talk to you later. Supreme United Commander from Universal Core, all division level systems. I'm on the cycle rotation infinity cycle of all positions of solar connection line systems. Adios.